And we are back at it on a Monday, the 29th day of October 2018. I am Dan Kuntz, your host. This is Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the day before the weekend. Making the transition from October to November this week. We make the transition from daylight saving time back to standard time on Sunday. It's a big week around here. Lots of things going on. It's just going to be a big week. That's all there is to it. You'll notice the set. A couple of things you'll notice. One person's missing. Where's senior news correspondent Steve Hare? He's here. He's working away. He's slaving away at his desk. We're going to be a little short-handed here for the next week and a half or so. Grant Olson is on assignment this week, and so Steve's going to be coming in a little bit later on to help with some of the afternoon news gathering. We'll still have a newscast. Just that sports guy Eric Grandstrom will be handling double duties for this week and for a couple of days next week while Grant enjoys some quality time off with his family. Also, you'll notice the helmets on the desk because this is the week, the Bridge of Sportsmanship game, and there's a lot on the line come Friday night. The Ismail Wildcats are undefeated in Big Nine play. The Wenatchee Panthers have just that one loss to Sunnyside. The scenario is set up for Friday night's game to be for the Big Nine and District Championship, and the ticket to state is going to be one of the biggest Bridge of Sportsmanship games ever, and there's been some epic battles over the years. We're going to have special broadcasting programming. Broadcasting programming? Okay. We'll have something along those lines on Friday. We're going to have a special 1-hour pregame show starting at 6 o'clock. It'll leave off to field at the Apple Bowl, and of course they'll get going at 7 o'clock. That place will be packed and rocking. We're looking forward to Friday night. Busy week for you. Busy show for you today. A couple of things I want to touch on. How wet was it on Saturday? It was a record breaker. By golly, we got 0.44 inches of rain, almost half an inch of rain between midnight and midnight on Saturday, and that set the old record. In fact, it shattered the old record of 0.35 inches of rain. That was set back in 1999. So if you thought it was a little wet on Saturday, it was a little wet on Saturday. It was really wet on Saturday. We had quite a bit of rain, but boy, did we need it. We really needed it. A couple of housekeeping items. Sunrise isn't until 7:40 this morning. That's why it looks darker, and it is darker, and that's just the way it's going to be. And we'll have sunrise getting closer to 8 o'clock by the end of the week. But as I mentioned before, on Sunday, this Sunday, we go back. We fall back 1 hour back to standard time. This is also the last day to register to vote for next week's general election, and you have to do it in person at your local auditor's office. Quick heads up on that. So if you haven't registered to vote yet, it's not too late, but you have until close of business today, and you have to do it in person. And one final item, we went and broadcast the Wenatchee Panther homecoming game on Friday night between the Panthers and the Blue Devils. Wenatchee just stomped all over Walla Walla. It was a good homecoming night, as you might imagine. And so I had to miss Game 3 of the World Series, or at least I thought I did, until I got home at about 10:45 on Friday night, and the game was on. It was in the 12th inning. It would go to the 18th inning. An amazingly long game. This amazing fact about Game 3 of this year's World Series. Game 3 lasted 7 hours and 20 minutes. 7 hours and 20 minutes from the first pitch to the final out on Friday night. To put this in perspective, the entire 1939 World Series lasted 7 hours and 10 minutes. That's right. The one game on Friday night lasted longer than all 4 games of the 1939 series combined. And that's an amazing statistic. Let's take you around North Central Washington with our Valley View cameras, courtesy of Localtel's Sky-Fi high-speed wireless. That, of course, is the cross camera, pointing a little bit more towards Wenatchee on this Monday morning. Fairly clear skies, but the weather all week long is going to be unsettled. We're going to have a little bit of everything. We're going to have some clouds, we're going to have some rain, we're going to have some wind, and we're going to have some sun. We're still in late October, early November typical weather. So we're going to have a little bit of everything today. Well, not today, but certainly over the course of this week. Beautiful view of the Wenatchee Valley proper. The cross camera always begins our Monday morning festivities and each weekday morning here on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Now from this point forward, Kat, our producer, decides where we're going to go, and she says, let's go to the top of McNeil Canyon. This is a camera that we got up and running last week. In fact, when Kat first sprung this on Steve and I, we didn't know what the heck we were looking at. And then we finally figured out, hey, we know what we're looking at. What you're looking at is Lake Chelan, but that's the view from the top of McNeil Canyon. A beautiful view there, and I see a little bit of snow on the top of those peaks. Wow. So obviously lots of rain in the valley, met some snow in the upper elevations. The passes, by the way, I just checked, they're fine. We'll be starting pass reports too by the end of this week. Heads up there. Great shot of McNeil Canyon. Camera 3. Well, there's Billy Goat. There she is. Absolutely stunning view from the Billy Goat camera, the Columbia River. Right smack dab in the middle of your picture, just slightly above that, is Brewster. Behind Brewster, behind that ridge there, is Bridgeport. You can't make it out. You can't see it. And, of course, at the bottom of your screen is Pateros and the mighty Methow River flowing into the mighty Columbia River. I think we're past the peak of the fall colors. The big tree in my house lost pretty much all its leaves over the weekend with the heavy rain. There was nothing to hold the leaves onto the branches anymore. Camera 4. What do we got? Oh, we went through all 4 cameras. No, we haven't yet. And that is this the new one that we have up above Peshastin? Oh, this is Nanapoc Ridge. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, that makes perfect sense. It's dark. It's pretty. It's really neat, Nanapoc Ridge. That's a good shot, Kat. I wish we could see this. I wish we could just stay here and just show that for the next 54 minutes, and I could go have breakfast and take a nap, but we can't do that. We got business to attend to. That all-important weather forecast from the National Weather Service looks just like that. There's an upper-level weather system. It's kind of chilly. It means hit and miss showers today, hit and miss showers Tuesday, unsettled for the rest of the week. We have a parade of systems that are going to pay us a visit, one on Wednesday, another one on Friday, another one on Sunday with days off in between. It's also going to get a little windier as the week progresses. For today, slight chance of some light showers. I'm betting it ain't going to happen. I see more clear skies than clouds out there. Partly sunny skies, high of about 56 today, 42 for the overnight low tonight. Partly sunny, not a bad Tuesday at all with a high of 55. Tuesday night, we are going to get rain from Tuesday night at about 11 in the evening till Wednesday morning at about 11 in the morning. So that 12-hour period from Tuesday night into Wednesday, 11 to 11, is our best chance of measurable rain. A little bit of light rain Tuesday, measurable rain on Wednesday. It should dry off by Halloween afternoon and a high of 58. Halloween night, for you ghosts and goblins, mostly cloudy, overnight low of about 44. Then we have the day off on Thursday, no systems, and then another one on Friday. Friday night for the Bridge of Sportsmanship game looks pretty good. Slight chance of some light rain, but it would be late in the evening, long after the game is over. And then we go to next weekend, partly sunny, 59 Saturday, partly sunny, well, cloudy and mixture of clouds and rain on Sunday, I should say, and a high near 59. And once again, if you're just joining us, we set a record for rainfall on Saturday. Almost a half an inch of rain came down in the little old Wenatchee Valley. That was a lot of rain. We're going to take a quick 1-minute break. When we come back, I'll be handling your news duties, including a wrap-up of Make a Difference Day and everything else. The news is 1 minute away. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley live this morning from Studio 7 in downtown Wenatchee on the NCWLIFE Channel.
Tacos Chava has something new. Customers at Tacos Chava say it's the best Mexican food around. Nachos, enchiladas, tortas, ensaladas, and introducing camarones in many styles. You'll love the fresh salsa bar with so much selection. Are you ready for Tacos Chava? Find them at 2 great locations, the Wenatchee Valley Mall and Eniac. Tacos Chava, tan delicioso.
I came here to CVCH because one of my friends referred me. When I met Dr. Jocelyn, she was just amazing. She connected with my son, and it meant so much to me. He opens up so quickly because she just sits there and plays with him. It really is like going to see a friend. It's really great to walk into somewhere where you feel welcomed and you feel accepted and respected. It just feels like home.
And now it's time for your local news update with Steve Hare.
And once again, senior news correspondent Steve Hare is in the building, and he's working, but he's busy gathering news for tonight's news, so I'll be handling your Monday morning headlines. About 1,000 bales of hay weighing 500 tons have burned in the Jameson Lake fire near Mansfield. This is according to the Douglas County Sheriff's Office. Also, 3 pieces of farm equipment were lost or severely damaged in the fire, which has been described as naturally caused. No structures have been threatened. There have been no injuries. The remaining stacks of hay will be allowed to burn out naturally, which is expected to result in rather heavy smoke in the area. The fire is in the 500 block of North Jameson Lake Road, and it started on Thursday night. Well, Douglas County Sheriff Kevin Morris reports that a Waterville woman has died from injuries that she received in a vehicle accident that happened earlier in the month. Morris says it happened in the 500 block of Road M Northwest shortly before midnight. This was back on October 11th. He says deputies arrived to find 38-year-old Charles T. Bessel of Wenatchee and 37-year-old Judy M. Hoffman of Waterville outside the vehicle. Both were transported to Central Washington Hospital. Bessel was treated and released. Hoffman, who was the driver, died from her injuries. The sheriff said that the accident was alcohol related. Well, Chelan County has the lowest unemployment rate in the state in September. This is according to the latest number from the State Department of Employment Security. At 3.1% unemployed, the county dropped a full percentage point from the August rate of 4.1%. It's the lowest rate recorded in the country or in the county for several years, rivaled only by the 3.2% rate recorded last July. Douglas County's unemployment rate, 3.7%. The state as a whole recorded a 4.4% unemployment rate for the month of September. Well, it's now 8 days before the November 6th general election. Chelan and Douglas County auditors say the number of return ballots up. As of Friday, 2,500 ballots have been returned in Douglas County. Chelan County reports about 7,750 ballots have worked their way back to their offices. Both auditors say general elections usually have higher turnouts than primaries, but believe the current political climate in the country is spurring people on to vote in this election. Chelan County Auditor Skip Moore is expecting a 65 to 70% turnout, while in Douglas County, Auditor Thad Duvall is expecting somewhere around a 60% turnout. As we mentioned at the top of the show, if you have not registered to vote yet, today is the deadline. You must do it in person at your local county auditor's office by close of business today. Well, Saturday was Make a Difference Day, and, well, there was a lot of difference makers going on all over North Central Washington. Hundreds of individuals and groups all over the Wenatchee Valley out and about doing good deeds. That's a great photo there. McKenna Schwab's McSpire project, huge success, collected backpacks and other items for kids at Wenatchee Pediatrics. That's a photo of the group that they shared with us on our Facebook page. Paul Hughes with Hospitality House shared this shot of volunteers. It was a big work party involving collecting scrap metal, but our favorite project is this one from Wenatchee High School. Check that out. Students in Doug Merrill's engineering class are modifying cars for preschoolers with limited mobility through the Go Baby Go program. This is 3-year-old Francesco Garibay, who traded in his wheelchair for those cool little hot rods that were outfitted with hand controls. He has cerebral palsy, so he has a serious need for speed. Hey, that's the way to go about getting around town. Make a Difference Day, another huge success. Thanks for everybody who went out and participated on Saturday. A reminder, the news will come your way with Eric Grandstrom. He's got double duties. He'll be handling the anchor chair and he'll be doing sports as well. He'll be doing that all week, the news at 5, 6, and 10. 5, 6, and 10 right here on this very television station. You can also watch it on demand. It'll be available on our website at NCWLIFE.com just about 5 o'clock or so this afternoon. If you consume your news via Facebook, we got that for you too. Go to our Facebook page and you can watch the news, again, right around 5 o'clock this afternoon. And if there's something out there that you think deserves our attention, get a hold of us. Look at the bottom of your screen. Those are all the different ways you can get a hold of us. You can email us at ncwlife.com, news at ncwlife.com. You can go to our website, go to the Contact Us tab at the top of the screen. You can either just contact us and drop us a note or submit a news tip. You can give us a phone call, whatever the case may be. This is as much your station as it is ours. Let's take a look around the valley. Temperatures right now, fair skies 43 degrees outside of our studios. Let's see, out in Moses Lake, you're at 37 degrees, Cashmere 41, Dryden 39, and up in Manson and Chelan, you're both checking in at 42 degrees. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, sports, the Obscuro holiday, today in history, birthdays, everybody's entitled to Mike McNally's opinion and everything else you're used to. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCWLIFE Channel.
Collins Fashions has your lifestyle in mind. Casual to special occasions, head-to-toe styling, foundations to shoes, jewelry, scarves, handbags, awesome gifts too. Denim brands from Liverpool, Not Your Daughter's Jeans, French dressing, all fits and sizes. Slacks from Joseph Ribkoff, Renoir, Tribal, and Elliott Lauren. Easy care and flattering. Stylish sweaters from Icelandic, Curio, and Tribal. Great selection of cashmere sweaters and scarves too. We always have you in mind at Collins Fashions in downtown Wenatchee.
This is the NCWLIFE Community Calendar brought to you by LocalTel. This Saturday is Health Alliance Northwest Medicare information in the LocalTel Event Center at Pybus Public Market from 10 to 2. Come learn about plans and ask questions. Also Saturday is the Pray for Snow concert in the parking lot behind Arlborg Sports from 6 to 10 p.m. Come celebrate the start of winter and the upcoming ski season. For more information and other community events, visit ncwlife.com.
Welcome back to this Monday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. I am Dan Kuntz. Let's do sports, and we got a bunch, so buckle your seatbelt. Here we go. Cam Sirman threw for 2 touchdowns, ran for another. The Wenatchee defense came up with 3 interceptions, plus a fumble recovery. Panthers dominated Walla Walla Friday night at Leibofter Field at the Apple Bowl. The final was 35-6. The defensive tone of the night was set with the very third play from scrimmage for Walla Walla. J.J. Jesling intercepted Keldon Swant at Walla Walla's 35-yard line. The Panthers scored 7 plays later on a 1-yard run by Nate Blauman, and that would be down the road we go. It was a great homecoming. We were there. Eric Granstrom and Grant Olson had the call. Here are your highlights.
3rd and 12. Swant throws over the middle. The ball picked off. Coming back the other way from the 40 is J.J. Jelsing. He'll be tumbled down at the 35. An interception for the Panther defense here on homecoming night. They get the football back to the offense. Sermon turn, hands to Blauman. Blauman's just going to go behind the left side of the line and get into the end zone for our first score of the game. Touchdown, Wenatchee. They take a 6-0 lead with 7:20 to go in the first quarter. Everybody in the Big Nine is doing well offensively this season. Throws down the middle, the ball caught by Kuntz at the 5, and he will get into the end zone for the touchdown. Good from 23 yards out. Low snap back to Swant, rolling to his left, going to throw with the right hand. The ball picked off and coming back the other way. Fadas Nasser to the 10, cuts back to the 5, going to be tackled down at the 1-yard line. Sermon's wide open in the middle if he wants to take it himself, and he will, and he'll bounce off a man, and he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Wenatchee. Panthers up 20-0. Sermon again gets the pass from center, looks left, now scrambles out of the pocket, gets away from 2 men, going to throw to the end zone. The ball is caught down there for the touchdown.
What a great throw.
Holy cow, how about that? The touch and the catch. Riley Kuntz with the touchdown for the Panthers from 15 yards out. Smart Shelley 5 yards deep here in the shotgun. 2 receivers right. Wants to roll that way. Looking, has pressure, throws down the ball. Picked off. Darius Carlson coming back the other way. Stops, waits for a block, and then is knocked out of bounds at the 24. 3rd interception of the night for the Panther defense. Sermon back, looks left, throws left. The ball is caught by Tucker, and he will take it into the end zone. 5-yard touchdown pass from Camden Sermon to Jax Tucker, and they extend the lead 34-6.
I did some self-scouting after Sunnyside, and I was scrambling when I shouldn't have been. So really, I really focused this week on just really going through my progressions, seeing the reads, and to try to stay in the pocket a little bit more and make those throws I needed to make.
We always watch film. Like, we're always on it. Like, every time we go out before a game, we're always on our film. So I give my defense the credit because they're disciplined. So I give them that. And the hard hitting, number 18 and number 10 just kept saying, hit me harder, hit me harder. So I just kept hitting harder.
The Panthers improved to 6-3 on the season with the win. There you see it, the Les Schwab Prep scoreboard in football Friday. Eastmont traveled to Moses Lake, no trouble with the Chiefs. They won that one 35-0. So that sets up the big one. The showdown is this Friday night. The Bridge of Sportsmanship Trophy is on the line. Eastmont and Wenatchee at Leibofter Field at the Apple Bowl. The Wildcats are undefeated in Big Nine play. They're 5-0. Eastmont would be, if Eastmont wins, they would win their first Big Nine title since 2012. If the Panthers win, combined with a Sunnyside loss to Moses Lake, the Panthers would win the Big Nine. If Wenatchee and Sunnyside both win Friday night, that would force a 3-way tiebreaker, a mini playoff, which would take place the following Tuesday. We're going to have live coverage Friday with the Bridge of Sportsmanship tailgate show starting at 6 o'clock at kickoff at 7 right here on the NCWLIFE Channel. Back to the prep scoreboard over the weekend. Antioch clobbered Bridgeport 64-14. Manson handled Liberty Bell 50-14. On Saturday night in Chelan, the Caribou Trail League had a mini playoff to determine the league's number 2 team heading into the postseason. In the opener, Okanagan topped Cascade 10-3. Then in the nightcap, Okanagan shut out Kashmir 3-0, so Okanagan will be the number 2 seed heading into the playoffs this week. The Schwab Prep Soccer scoreboard. Cashmere Cascade played for the second time in a week Saturday night on a rainy night at the Apple Bowl, this time for the district championship. The two teams were deadlocked at a goal apiece at the end of regulation and 2 overtimes, so went to a penalty kick shootout. The Bulldogs were one better, outscoring the Kodiaks 5-4, so they win the district championship. They'll host the winner of Freeman and Colville Saturday at 1 o'clock in a winner-to-state, loser-out contest. The other game in the Apple Bowl Saturday saw Okanagan end Chelan's season 2-0. The Bulldogs will face Cascade tomorrow at 5 for the second-place district game. Eastmont extended their season in soccer. They downed Davis 3-1 Saturday at Wildcat Stadium, so that propels the Wildcats into a rematch at Moses Lake tomorrow at 6 in the district semifinals. And the other district semifinal game will be the Wenatchee Panthers hosting the West Valley Rams. Leave off to field to the Apple Bowl at 6 o'clock tomorrow night. And yep, we'll have that game right here on the NCWLIFE Channel. Wenatchee Wild had a couple of games over the weekend at the Town Toyota Center. On Friday, Wenatchee hosted Cowichan Valley. The Capitals in town, a scoreless first period, and the Wild came out firing in the second period. Arch Eckert with the call, the highlights, courtesy of Hockey TV and us and the Wenatchee Wild Broadcasting Network.
Swept over to the far side, Tellier. Down low for Souter. Out in front, and they score! It was a centering feed from down low by Souter, and I think he was trying to set up Filion. Down low, Brian Adams has it behind the net. Steps out in front, shoots, he scores! Clanged it off the iron, off the inside of the post on the blocker side. That's still alive where Souter has it. Souter to the forehand to Tellier in front, backdoor Filion. Tried to spin around and he does, he scores! With his team leading 10th goal of the season. There's a loose puck at the side of the net, and that's a goal. Oh, the referee says it was in. The goal light never went on, but the Wild celebrating, the referee emphatically pointing that he saw it in. And Josh Arnold, the defenseman in that case, the defenseman's just trying to take away the pass. Now here's Gashevsky, he's in, he shoots and he scores! Well, you give a guy enough looks, eventually he's going to pump him home.
The Wild will go on to defeat him 8-1. It was a rout on Friday night. Saturday featured a rematch of last year's BCHL championship. The Prince George Spruce Kings were in town, and Prince George dominated Wenatchee the final on Saturday night 4-1. The Wild have a home and home. They got West Kelowna this week. They'll be at their place tomorrow, and the Warriors will be in town on Friday. Wenatchee will also host Powell River Saturday at the Town Toyota Center. Les Schwab College football scoreboard from over the weekend. Washington State needed a last-second field goal, and they got it. They came from behind and beat Stanford. The final on the road, the final was 31-28. Jake Browning had his worst day as a Husky. Huskies just looked ugly. They lost to unranked Cal in Berkeley. The final there was 12-10. Eastern Washington, no trouble with Idaho, as you see there, 38-14. That was homecoming, by the way, in Cheney. And Cedric Cooper rushed for 4 touchdowns. Central Washington at Humboldt State won 62-24. The Seahawks jumped out to a 21-7 halftime lead. Went on for the 28-14 win in Detroit yesterday. Russell Wilson, a perfect quarterback rating. 158.3. He completed 14 of 17 passes, 248 yards, 3 touchdowns. Chris Carson rushed 25 times for 105 yards and a score as the Hawks improved to 4-3. They'll host the LA Chargers Sunday at 1:05 on CBS. And finally, the Boston Red Sox are the champions of the baseball world. Boston defeated LA 5-1 Sunday to take the title. 4 games to 1. It's their first World Series title since 2014. That says 2004 there. That's not quite right. Take heart, baseball fans. Only 114 games until pitchers and catchers report to spring training. And those are just some of the games that people are playing on this Monday. Let's take a look at the obscure holiday for this 29th day of October. Today is National Cat Day. Here you go. The very first pet I had when I was no longer living at home and on my own was a cat. And I love that cat. His name is Buddy. Oh, my buddy, I miss him. The common household cat is terribly underappreciated. You know, cats have been hanging around humans. They figure for about 12,000 years. That's how long cats have been domesticated. How do you celebrate National Cat Day? First of all, take care of your own cat, if you have one, or head down to the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society and adopt a cat. You know, they always have too many cats. That's just the way cats make other cats. So head down to the local humane society and take care of that, all right? Or get your cat a toy or a treat, whatever the case may be. Clean out the litter box. Your cat would appreciate that. Celebrate National Cat Day today. It's 25 minutes after the hour on this Monday. Let's do Today in History. About as big a football upset as you can think about. This was in 1921. Harvard was the Alabama of their time. They had won 25 games in a row. They were the undisputed national champions the year before. They were undefeated beginning of the 1921 season. They ran all over anybody. They invited this tiny little school from Kentucky called Center College with an enrollment of about 200 students total. They invited them up to play Fair Harvard, and Center College beat them. This is the equivalent today of Alabama losing to like Texas A&M. In fact, in the 1950 AP poll naming the biggest upsets in sports history for the first half of the 20th century, this came out #1. New York Times in 2005 called it the biggest upset in the history of college football. ESPN a couple of years ago called it the third biggest upset in the 138 years of college football. Little bitty Center College knocked off Harvard. By the way, on the 75th anniversary of this huge upset, Center College challenged Harvard to a rematch. Harvard declined. Happened on this date 97 years ago. October 29th, 1929. It was going down. Bankers would buy stock and go back up again. It would go down. They would buy more. Kept trying to pump more and more money into the stock market. And finally, October 29th, 1929 was a Tuesday, and the whole thing fell right down. The bull market run came to an end, and the Great Depression began on this date, October 29th, 1929, 89 years ago today, when the stock market crashed, collapsed, and fell down and went boom. Black Tuesday. Finally, let's do some birthdays for you. It's a happy tree. It's a happy, happy tree. Bob Ross, the American painter and television host, was born in this date in 1942. Of course, he hosted The Joy of Painting on PBS, and now he's got this whole nother, long after he passed away, we've lost Bob Ross a number of years ago. He died like 20 years ago. But he's all over the internet. People are watching the show all over again because it's a good show. Bob Ross spent 20 years in the Air Force. He was stationed mostly in Alaska. He was born and raised in Florida. He was stationed in Alaska, and he fell in love with the outdoors and the trees and the lakes and the mountains and the streams, and so he started to paint, and by his own estimation, he painted about 30,000 paintings. After he left the Air Force in 20 years, he said, I got sick and tired of yelling at people. He said, I'm never, ever going to raise my voice again, and he didn't. The legendary Bob Ross was born in the state in 1942. Richard Dreyfuss is 71 years old today. First burst on the American acting scene with American Graffiti. Then he moved on to be, of course, in Jaws, Close Encounters of the Third Kind. He won the Oscar for Best Actor for The Goodbye Girl, Stand By Me, Always, What About Bob, Mr. Holland's Opus. Richard Dreyfuss, 71 years old today. And Dan Castellaneta. Dan Castellaneta is the voice of Homer Simpson. Don't! Dan Castellaneta is 61 years old today. Happy birthday, Homer. It's 28 minutes after the hour. We're going to take a break. When we come back, everybody is entitled to Mike McNally's opinion. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCWLIFE Channel.
At Local Myth Pizza, we believe in real food, freshly prepared with only premium ingredients. Our cheeses are imported from Italy. Our sauces, dressings, and even our sausages are made in-house fresh daily. Featuring Northwest craft beers and 30 Chelan Valley wines and ciders. Family fun and amazing food. Eat local, drink local, and be local at Local Myth Pizza.
Come see why Sunset Magazine says you can't beat Local Myth Pizza.
Only one country could build a truck like this. Designed in California, engineered in Michigan, tested in Arizona, and assembled in Mississippi. Powered by Cummins of Indiana. The all-new Nissan Titan. It's an American classic. Is it on your list? Come down and see us at Town Nissan behind Costco in East Wenatchee.
With 15,000 square feet to explore, you'll find something special at the Antique Mall at Cashmere. For the do-it-yourselfers and those with a keen eye for making something old, fresh and new again, the Antique Mall at Cashmere is the place to come find your next project. From the coin enthusiasts to avid collectors, Antique Mall at Cashmere has treasures in every corner. Come find your treasure today. Antique Mall at Cashmere's friendly staff is here to help. Stop on by today.
That's pretty much it. It's a great house, great neighborhood.
It's great.
Sam's still getting used to the idea of moving.
Sam, play basketball?
Yeah.
Let me show you something. Now I'm thinking you put your hoop right here, and you even got enough room for a three-point line. One of the things I've noticed is that if you got a hoop in your driveway, you make friends real fast.
At Coldwell Banker Levine, our agents don't just understand real estate, they understand what home is all about.
Hey folks, Carrie from Blueberry Hills. A chill is in the air and it's a perfect time for some old-fashioned comfort food like our amazing Eggs Benedict, chicken fried steak, French dips, soups made from scratch, or fruit pies fresh from the oven. The crowds might be gone, but we're still here for you folks, so bring an appetite and a friend to Blueberry Hills in Manson, where you pick, you sit, you eat, and you visit. Open Wednesday through Sunday from 8 to 3. wildaboutberries.com.
NCWLIFE Channel is proud to present the Spotlight on Business. We're going behind the scenes to bring you the story of local businesses throughout North Central Washington. How did they get started, and why are they so successful? We'll answer these and other questions each week with Spotlight on Business, Sundays through Fridays on the NCWLIFE Channel.
This is the NCWLIFE Community Calendar brought to you by Local Tel. This Saturday is Health Alliance Northwest Medicare information in the Local Tel Event Center at Pybus Public Market from 10 to 2. Come learn about plans and ask questions. Also Saturday is the Pray for Snow concert in the parking lot behind Arlborg Sports from 6 to 10 p.m. Come celebrate the start of winter and the upcoming ski season. For more information and other community events, visit ncwlife.com.
Collins Fashions has your lifestyle in mind. Casual to special occasions, head-to-toe styling, foundations to shoes, jewelry, scarves, handbags, awesome gifts too. Denim brands from Liverpool, Not Your Daughter's Jeans, French dressing, all fits and sizes. Slacks from Joseph Ribkoff, Renoir, Tribal, and Elliott Lauren. Easy care and flattering. Stylish sweaters from Icelandic, Curio, and Tribal. Great selection of cashmere sweaters and scarves too. We always have you in mind at Collins Fashions in downtown Wenatchee.
Hey, this is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. Now, have you those who watched the Wake Up Wenatchee show, did you watch Dan Kuntz's desk on the Wake Up Wenatchee Valley? I mean, have you seen all the crap he has on it? I mean, I ask you, what is he compensating for? I mean, look at my desk. There's nothing here but my coffee cup and this thing that runs the teleprompter. I got nothing to compensate for but Danny Boy, all that stuff. I mean, what's going on? You know, I wonder if he drives a full-size big-wheel diesel pickup. Something's going on with that boy, obviously. That's okay, Dan, but clean off your desk. Oh, by the way, I drive a compact pickup truck. This is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and that's my opinion.
I came here to CVCH because one of my friends referred me. When I met Dr. Jocelyn, she was just amazing. She connected with my son, and it meant so much to me. He opens up so quickly because she just sits there and plays with him. It really is like going to see a friend. It's really great to walk into somewhere where you feel welcomed and you feel accepted and respected. It just feels like home.
This is the NCWLIFE Community Calendar brought to you by Local Tel. The Wenatchee Valley Museum and Cultural Center is celebrating Dia de los Muertos this Thursday from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. There will be music, dancing, crafts, and food at this free event. Music Theater of Wenatchee presents Little Shop of Horrors, which is being performed this Thursday through Saturday at the Riverside Playhouse. Get your tickets at Numerica Pack or at the door. For more information, visit ncwlife.com.
Find it all At Wenatchee Valley Mall, there's something for all ages at Wenatchee Valley Mall. No matter what the weather, the kids will have fun in one of the many play areas around the mall. Sign your kids up for fun adventures and super specials when they join the Kids Club. It's a great time for kids and an even better time out for parents. Check out specials and events 24/7 at WenatcheeValleyMall.com. It's your Wenatchee Valley Mall. Come shop today.
This is State Representative Kerry Kandata inviting you to watch our new and improved 12th District 2.0 show. Now featuring more information on federal, state, and local issues in a leaner, faster format. Guest hosts John Wise and Shiloh Shower bring it all home with yours truly, Kerry Kandata. Why do we call it 2.0? Because just like me, it's the stronger, faster, and lighter version of today's politics. Also available on demand at NCWLIFE.com.
You don't want to see this happen. It's the oil light on your car. Oil is the lube of life for your car's engine. At Alignment Pros and Express Lube, they pour the best oil your car deserves. Expect fast, friendly, superior service in a clean environment. They'll change your oil and perform a 21-point inspection while you enjoy the comfort of their amazing waiting room. Keep your car in top shape at Alignment Pros and Express Lube in East Wenatchee.
And welcome back to this Monday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. I am Dan Kuntz, the 29th day of October 2018, and a busy week. As I mentioned before, everybody is going to get ready for Friday night, the Bridge of Sportsmanship game with a lot on the line. Can't remember the last time the league championship or the district championship was what was up for grabs when the Panthers and the Wildcats do battle. We're going to have a special show for you on Friday night, hopefully a very good and very entertaining football game. Let's go into the second half of this program by taking you another trip around the Wenatchee Valley with some different cameras, courtesy of Local Tel Sky-Fi. That is, of course, the cross camera, and it's getting a little bit lighter. In fact, sunrise is officially just about now. About 2 minutes from now is when sunrise officially pops on up. Sunset tonight, by the way, is at 5:48. And as I mentioned before at the top of the hour, this is the last week of daylight saving time. We go back to standard time in the wee small hours of Sunday. That shot is a beautiful downtown Wenatchee, I want to say, from the Cascadian. Looking good there. Nice shot. All of these cameras, of course, as we mentioned before, we can move them up, we can move them down, we can zoom them, we can do the hokey pokey and do it all over the place. It's a beautiful, wonderful thing. Good shot of downtown Wenatchee. Still quite a bit of colors on the trees. I think we peaked out about the middle of last week. A lot of trees like mine lost most of their leaves with the heavy rain that we had on Saturday. Record-breaking rain, for that matter, on Saturday. Camera 3 is Omi Gardens. I hope their Make a Difference Day project went well. They were going to do a lot of work there, get the gardens closed, of course, for the winter. It's closed now. They closed up Omi Gardens, and they closed it a couple of weeks ago, but they still got a lot of work to do as they get ready for their 90th anniversary. Next year, 2019, is the 90th birthday of Omi Gardens. Great view there from our Sky-Fi towers. And finally, camera 4. Is that Nanapoc again? That's Nanapoc Ridge again. Now, just about 40 minutes ago, it was dark with the sun starting to just peek out over the horizon. As you can tell, it looks like the Cascades did, in fact, get some snow. And that is, that's windy. These cameras, of course, because it's zoomed in, the camera is very sensitive to motion. So it looks like there's a hurricane blowing up there. It doesn't take a lot of wind to make those cameras move around a little bit, but it's certainly breezy up in the Lake Wenatchee area. We're going to be dealing with some wind really off and on this week. We got rain in the forecast, we got sun in the forecast, we got a little bit of everything from the National Weather Service. Let's take a look at what this week has in store for us. There is an upper level weather system, and it's pretty chilly. And that means basically hit or miss showers off and on throughout the course of the week with a bunch of systems lined up. They're going to pay us a visit basically every other day. Does that make sense? We got a weather system that's going to come in on Wednesday, then it's going to take Thursday off, then again on Friday. It'll take Saturday off, another weather system on Sunday, and it's going to be increasingly windier as the day progresses. 56 under partly sunny skies today, 42 for the overnight low tonight, partly sunny Tuesday, high near 55. Tuesday afternoon into Tuesday night is that first of the storm systems I mentioned about. We are going to get rain from 11 o'clock tomorrow night till about 11 o'clock Wednesday morning. Certainly clouds to go along with the rain. About a 1/10 of an inch of rain Tuesday night, spilling into Wednesday, and another additional 1/10 of an inch possible. The rain should be tapering off by noon on Wednesday, but it will certainly be cloudy and wet Tuesday night and Wednesday, and not a lot of sunshine, by the way, on Wednesday. Wednesday night, mostly cloudy but dry, 44 for the overnight low. Thursday, partly sunny and a high near 78. Thursday and Friday look pretty benign, partly sunny there and a high of 60, and then whoops, here we go again. Another system late Friday night. If you're heading to the Bridge of Sportsmanship game in Wenatchee, you should be dry. The rain isn't expected to come down until the wee small hours of Saturday morning. Not a bad weekend, partly sunny Saturday and a high near 59, mostly cloudy Sunday, high near 59. Slight chance of some light rain for the upcoming weekend. We'll have a better grasp on what the weekend has in store by about Wednesday or so. That's when their computer models that the National Weather Service works with will be locked in, and we'll have a pretty accurate idea. One more note on the weather, and I mentioned this, I'll mention it again. We set a new record for rainfall on Saturday for the date of October 27th. We had almost half an inch of rain between midnight and midnight on Saturday. That's a lot of rain. It was badly needed rain, but that broke the old record of 0.35 inches of rain, which was set back in 1999. So there you go. 40 minutes after the hour, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll do some more news on this Monday morning. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCWLIFE Channel.
Only one country could build a truck like this. Designed in California, engineered in Michigan, tested in Arizona, and assembled in Mississippi. Powered by Cummins of Indiana. The all-new Nissan Titan. It's an American classic. Is it on your list? Come down and see us at Town Nissan behind Costco in East Wenatchee.
Tacos Chava has something new. Customers at Tacos Chava say it's the best Mexican food around. Nachos, enchiladas, tortas, ensaladas, and introducing camarones in many styles. You'll love the fresh salsa bar with so much selection. Are you ready for Tacos Chava? Find them at 2 great locations, the Wenatchee Valley Mall and Eniac. Tacos Chava, tan delicioso.
And now it's time for your local news update with Steve Hare.
And welcome back. Steve Hare is here, and he's working, our senior news correspondent, but he's in the newsroom hammering out news, so I'll be handling your Monday morning news. About 1,000 bales of hay weighing 500 tons have burned in the Jamison Lake fire. This is near Mansfield. This is all according to the Douglas County Sheriff's Office. Also, 3 pieces of farm equipment were lost or severely damaged in the fire. It's been described as naturally caused. No structures have been threatened. There have been no injuries. The remaining stacks of hay are going to be allowed to burn out naturally. In fact, with all the rain on Saturday, they may have done that already. But if you're going to be up in the Mansfield-Jamison Lake area, you may see some heavy smoke. The fire is in the 500 block of North Jamison Lake Road. It started on Thursday night, and again, nothing suspicious about the fire. They believe it just combusted on its own. Douglas County Sheriff Kevin Morris reports that a Waterville woman has died from the injuries she received in a car crash back in October 11th. Morris says it happened in the 500 block of Road M Northwest shortly before midnight. This was back on October 11th. He says deputies arrived to find 38-year-old Charles T. Bessel of Wenatchee and 37-year-old Judy M. Hoffman of Waterville outside the vehicle. Both were transported to Central Washington Hospital. Bessel treated and released. Hoffman, who was the driver, died from her injuries. The sheriff says that the accident was alcohol related. Chelan County has the lowest unemployment rate in the state for the month of September. This is according to the latest numbers from the State Employment Security Department. 3.1% unemployed. So the county dropped a full percentage point from the August rate of 4.1%. It's the lowest rate recorded in the county for several years, rivaled only by the 3.2% rate recorded last July. Douglas County was at 3.7% unemployed. The state as a whole recorded a 4.4% unemployment rate for the month of September. Well, 1 week from tomorrow is Election Day, November 6th. Chelan and Douglas County auditors say the number of returned ballots that they've gotten so far is up. As of Friday, 2,500 ballots have been returned in Douglas County, 7,750 ballots in Chelan County. Both auditors say general elections usually have higher turnouts than primaries, but They believe the current political climate in the country is spurring people on to vote in this election. Chelan County Auditor Skip Moore, he's expecting turnout of about 65 to 70%. Douglas County Auditor Thad Duvall expecting somewhere around a 60% turnout. Remember, today is the deadline to register to vote, and you must do it in person by close of business today at your local county auditor's office. Today is the deadline if you have not registered to vote, and you do have to do it in person. Saturday's Make a Difference Day was a difference maker in terms of charitable acts performed by lots of individuals and lots of groups all over the Wenatchee Valley. That is McKenna Schwab's McSpire project, a huge success. They collected backpacks and other items for kids at Wenatchee Pediatrics. That's a photo of the group that they shared with us on our Facebook page. Paul Hughes, our good friend Paul, who was on this show last week, he's with the Hospitality House. He shared this shot of a volunteer work party involving and collecting scrap metal. Our favorite project, though, was this one at Wenatchee High School. Check this out. Students in Doug Merrill's engineering class are modifying cars for preschoolers with limited mobility through the Go Baby Go program. You see there is Francisco Garabay. He's 3 years old. He traded in his wheelchair for those Hot Wheels. They're outfitted with hand controls because he has cerebral palsy. That's a cool thing. Kudos to the kids and kudos to Mr. Merrill for putting that together. Who's kidding who? If you have limited mobility, you'd much rather get around in something like that than a wheelchair. A reminder, Grant Olson is on assignment this week. He's taking some much-deserved vacation time. Good for Grant. He needs it. So our good friend and sports director, Eric Granstrom, will be doing double duty tonight. He'll be handling the news duties and the sports duties. So Eric filling in for Grant all this week, but the rest of the news team will be putting their nose to the grindstone and we're cranking out a newscast for you. You can watch it at 5, 6, and 10. 5, 6, and 10 o'clock. Your 3 chances to watch the news on this very television station. You can also watch it on demand by going to our website and watching it on our Facebook page right around 5 o'clock tonight. Going to take a break. When we come back, we'll wrap up the weekend that was in sports, and it was a big one. When we return, you're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, live from Studio 6 in downtown Wenatchee on the NCWLIFE Channel.
Hey folks, Carrie from Blueberry Hills. A chill is in the air and it's a perfect time for some old-fashioned comfort food like our amazing Eggs Benedict, chicken fried steak, French dips, soups made from scratch, or fruit pies fresh from the oven. The crowds might be gone, but we're still here for you folks, so bring an appetite and a friend to Blueberry Hills in Manson, where you pick, you sit, you eat, and you visit. Open Wednesday through Sunday from 8 to 3. wildaboutberries.com.
That's pretty much it. It's a great house, great neighborhood.
It's great. Sam's still getting used to the idea of moving.
Sam, you play basketball?
Yeah. Let me show you something. Now I'm thinking, you put your hoop right here, and you even got enough room for a three-point line. One of the things I've noticed is that if you got a hoop in your driveway, you make friends real fast.
At Coldwell Banker Levine, our agents don't just understand real estate, they understand what home is all about.
And welcome back. 48 minutes after the hour on this Monday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. I am Dan Kuntz. What a busy weekend it was in sports. And we'll start out with high school football. Camden Sirman threw for a couple of touchdowns, ran for another. The Wenatchee Panthers came up with 3 interceptions and a fumble recovery. It was a nice night to be a Panther fan. Homecoming to leave off the field of the Apple Bowl, and they easily dispatched the Blue Devils from Walla Walla. The final was 35-6. The defensive tone of the night was set on the 3rd play of scrimmage. Walla Walla quarterback Keldon Swant went back to pass. J.J. Jelsing intercepted that pass, got it to Walla Walla's 35-yard line. 6 plays later, Nate Blauman scored a touchdown run, and the route was on. It was a nice night on Friday night. With the call and the highlights, Grant Olson and Eric Granstrom on the NCWLIFE Channel.
3rd and 12. Swant throws over the middle. The ball picked off. Coming back the other way from the 40 is J.J. Jelsing. He'll be tumbled down at the 35. An interception for the Panther defense here on homecoming night. They get the football back to the offense. Sermon turn, hands to Blauman. Blauman's just going to go behind the left side of the line and get into the end zone for our first score of the game. Touchdown, Wenatchee. They take a 6-0 lead with 7:20 to go in the first quarter. Everybody in the Big Nine is doing well offensively this season. Thrives down the middle. The ball caught by Kuntz at the 5, and he will get into the end zone for the touchdown. Good from 23 yards out. Low snap back to Swant, rolling to his left, going to throw with the right hand. The ball picked off and coming back the other way. Faudis Nasser to the 10, cuts back to the 5, going to be tackled down at the 1-yard line. Sermon's wide open in the middle if he wants to take it himself, and he will, and he'll bounce off a man, and he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Wenatchee. Panthers up 20-0. Sermon again gets the pass from center, looks left, now scrambles out of the pocket, gets away from 2 men, going to throw to the end zone. The ball is caught down there for the touchdown.
What a great throw.
Holy cow, how about that? The touch and the catch. Riley Kuntz with the touchdown for the Panthers from 15 yards out. Smart as Shelley 5 yards deep here in the shotgun. 2 receivers right. Wants to roll that way. Looking, has pressure, throws down the ball. Picked off. Darius Carlson coming back the other way. Stops, waits for a block, and then is knocked out of bounds at the 24. 3rd interception of the night for the Panther defense. Sermon back, looks left, throws left. The ball is caught by Tucker, and he will take it into the end zone. 5-yard touchdown pass from Camden Sermon to Jax Tucker, and they extend the lead 34-6.
I did some self-scouting after Sunnyside, and I was scrambling when I shouldn't have been. So really, I really focused this week on just really going through my progressions, seeing the reads, and to try to stay in the pocket a little bit more and make those throws I needed to make.
We always watch film. Like, we're always on it. Like, every time we go out before a game, we're always on our film. So I give my defense the credit because they're disciplined. So I give them that. And the hard hitting, number 18 and number 10 just kept saying, hit me harder, hit me harder. So I just kept hitting harder.
The Wenatchee Panthers improved to 6-3 with that dominating victory on Friday night. Also on the Les Schwab Prep scoreboard for Friday, Eastmont traveled to Moses Lake. No trouble at all with the Chiefs. They won 35-0. So we are ready. The showdown this week, the Bridge of Sportsmanship game between Eastmont and Wenatchee. Leibofto Field at the Apple Bowl. The Wildcats undefeated in league play. They're 5-0. An Eastmont win, and they win the Big 9 title outright. Their first one since 2012, as a matter of fact. A Wenatchee win combined with a Sunnyside loss to Moses Lake. The Panthers win the Big 9 and move on to the state playoffs. Now, if Wenatchee and Sunnyside both win, that would mean a 3-way tiebreaker playoff, a mini playoff, which will be held on Tuesday of next week. We have it all lined up for you. Live coverage Friday. We got the Bridge of Sportsmanship tailgate show. That'll start at 6 o'clock, followed by the game itself, 7 right here on the NCWLIFE Channel. That Leibofto Field at the Apple Bowl is just going to be rocking on Friday night. It's going to be a great atmosphere. Okay, let's do prep scores for the weekend, and you'll see them, the Les Schwab Prep scoreboard. Boy, Andy had no problems with Liberty Bell. That's not a typo, 64-14. With Bridgeport, they beat Bridgeport 64-14. Liberty Bell also got clobbered. Manson took care of business there, 50-14. On Saturday night in Chelan, the Caribou Trail League had a mini playoff to determine the number 2 seed heading into the postseason. In the opener, Okanagan topped Cascade 10-3, and the nightcap, Okanagan shut out Cashmere 3-0. So Okanagan will be the number 2 seed heading into the playoffs later on this week. On the Les Schwab Prep scoreboard, let's see, soccer, Cashmere and Cascade played for the second time in a week on a very rainy Saturday night at Leibofto Field at the Apple Bowl. This is for the district championship. The teams were deadlocked at a goal apiece. It went to 2 golden goal overtimes. Nobody scored, so it went to penalty kick shootouts, and Cashmere got the best of Cascade. They outshot them 5-4 in the shootout. So the Bulldogs are the district champions. They'll host the winner of Freeman and Colville Saturday at 1 o'clock. That is a winner to state, loser out contest. The other game of the Apple Bowl Saturday saw Okanagan end Chelan season. The final was 2-0. So the Bulldogs will face Cascade tomorrow at 5 for second place in districts and another trip to state. Eastmont extended their season by downing Davis in girls soccer 3-1. That was Saturday at Wildcat Stadium, so the win propels the Wildcats into a rematch at Moses Lake tomorrow. The District 6 semifinals. The other semifinal will be at Leibofto Field at the Apple Bowl on Tuesday night. Tomorrow night at 6 o'clock, the West Valley Rams at the Wenatchee Panthers. And yep, you better believe it, we'll have that game right here on the NCWLIFE Channel. Don't forget, note that kickoff. That start of the soccer game tomorrow, 6 o'clock. Wenatchee Wild hosted a couple of games over the weekend at the Town Toyota Center at Cowichan Valley. The Capitals came to town on Friday night. Nobody scored in the first period. Wenatchee scored a bunch in the second period. Art Checker has the call on the Wenatchee Wild Hockey Network.
Swept over to the far side, Tellier. Down low for Souter. Out in front, and they score! It was a centering feed from down low by Souter, and I think he was trying to set up Filion. Down low, Brian Adams has it behind the net. Steps out in front, shoots, he scores! Clanged it off the iron, off the inside of the post on the blocker's side. That's still alive where Sauter has it. Sauter to the forehand, Atelier in front, backdoor, Filion tried to spin around and he does, he scores! With his team leading 10th goal of the season. There's a loose puck at the side of the net, and that's a goal. Oh, the referee says it was in. The goal light never went on, but the Wild celebrating, the referee emphatically pointing that he saw it in. And Josh Arnold, the defenseman in that case, the defenseman's just trying to take away the pass. Now here's Gashevsky, he's in, he shoots, and he scores! Well, you give a guy enough looks, eventually he's going to pump him home.
4-0 at that point on Friday night. The final score was 8-1. A lot of goals scored once they got going on Friday night. Now, Saturday was a rematch of last year's BCHL championship. Prince George, the Spruce Kings in the big city, and Prince George would dominate Wenatchee. The final on Saturday night was 4-1. The Wild have home-and-home games with West Kelowna this week. They'll be up in West Kelowna tomorrow night, and then on Friday, West Kelowna here at the Town Toyota Center. Wenatchee will also host Powell River Saturday at the Town Toyota Center. The Les Schwab College football scoreboard from Saturday. The Cougars needed a last-second field goal to beat Stanford, and by golly, they did. The final 31-28. Jake Browning had his worst day as a Husky. Washington lost to unranked Cal in a very ugly game. The final was 12-10. Eastern Washington, no trouble at homecoming. They took care of Idaho 38-14. And Cedric Cooper rushed for 4 touchdowns in Central Washington's 62-24 win at Humboldt State. Interesting fact about the Pac-12 over the weekend, every underdog won. That's never happened before. The underdogs in every game on Saturday were victorious. Seahawks weren't the underdogs. They were the favorites, and they jumped out to a big lead, 21-7 over Detroit, and went on to win 28-14. No real problems for the Hawks. Great game for Russell Wilson. Wow, a perfect quarterback rating, 158.3, 14 of 17 in the air for 248 yards, 3 touchdowns. Chris Carson rushed 25 times for 105 yards in a score. Hawks improved to 4-3. They're looking pretty good, all things considered. After that slow start, they got the LA Chargers coming to town Sunday afternoon, 1:05 on CBS. And the Boston Red Sox are the champions of the baseball world. Nicely done, Boston. They defeated Los Angeles 5-1 Sunday to take the title, 4-1 for the Red Sox. It's their 4th championship in the last 15 years or so. They've been playing pretty good baseball. By the way, baseball fans, it's only 114 days until pitchers and catchers report. Programming reminders, some things going to be happening here at the NCWLIFE Channel. First of all, we have girls high school soccer, as I mentioned before. Tomorrow night, Leibofto Field at the Apple Bowl. The winner will move on to the district championship. The loser of their season is over. The Wenatchee Lady Panther girls soccer team will be hosting West Valley. That starts at 6 o'clock. We will have that game live right here on this very television station. Can't talk more about Friday night, but Friday night is the big in the bridge of sportsmanship. You see these 2 helmets. Thank you, by the way, to the Wenatchee and Eastmont High School football programs for loaning us these helmets. They'll be on set all this week as the Wenatchee Valley cranks up for the rivalry, the bridge of sportsmanship game between the Wildcats and the Panthers. Leibofto Field at the Apple Bowl. We'll take to the air at 6 o'clock. We're doing a special 1-hour pregame show. I'm going to call it the Tailgate Party. You'll hear from a lot of local prep football experts and some features as well. We're looking forward to it. So our live pregame show will start at 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock on Friday, and of course the game itself will kick off at 7 o'clock. Go watch these kids play some football. We're looking forward to that. And then, of course, 1 week from tomorrow is Election Day, and we're going to have the whole crew. It'll be all hands on deck. There you go. A week from tomorrow, from 7:30 to 9 o'clock, we will have election coverage 2018. Our news director, Cal Fitzsimmons, will be running this thing. Eric Granston will be in the studio. Senior news correspondent Steve Hare will be out and about interviewing candidates. I'll be out and about talking to candidates. We're going to endeavor to get as many candidates as we possibly can in our studio to talk about the midterm election. So Tuesday, beginning at 7:30, 1/2 hour before the polls close. And of course, because we're in the Pacific coast of the United States, we're already going to know maybe how the United States House of Representatives and Senate is going to fall into line, because a lot of those races on the East Coast and the Midwest will know what's happening there with those finals. One last look at your weather forecast. There you go. Hit and miss all day. Not bad today. Partly cloudy, a little breezy, no rain in the forecast. High of 56. We have a storm system coming in Tuesday night into Wednesday with a little bit of rain. Then Thursday and Friday is pretty quiet. And then Friday night into Saturday, another storm system. A friendly reminder, we're almost done with October. November is Thursday. Everybody have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.